Hi guys, I'm Caitlin and this is Book Chats. And today I'm going to talk about the 14th debut novel that I've read for the 2016 Debut Author Challenge. So this is a book that I was lucky enough to pick up at BEA this year. I was able to meet the author, I got it signed, and then I read it about a month ago, and I am not sure that I actually filmed a review. So I am going to film a review now, but I hope that I remember enough about the book to give you guys a good idea. The book is one that was really kind of buzzy this summer as a fall release, but it is being released now in September, so I am giving you guys a heads up. This book is coming out in September, on September 20th, and here's my thoughts. And of course the book is Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. I don't know if I said that right. This is not the final cover, by the way. They changed the cover, and I think I really like the new cover. It's similar, but she's wearing like a different dress. So this is a book that actually reminded me a lot of Megan Shepherd's debut, The Madman's Daughter, in kind of tone and the main character, her attitude and how she acted. But instead of being a retelling of a kind of creepy island mystery, The Island of Dr. Moreau, this is a book that takes the real cases of the Jack the Ripper murders, you know, the first serial killer in the Western world, I believe, and looks at them, kind of fictionalizes a story around them. The main character, Audrey, is kind of a Victorian lady who has decided that she wants to be kind of like a scientist and an investigator and do autopsies. Her uncle does autopsies and sometimes works with the police, and she wants to be like him, and so she kind of secretly like trains with him against the wishes of her father, who, because of reasons that might be spoilery, doesn't like her uncle. And so we see her kind of sneaking around to find her behind her father's back in this role that is not really a proper female role at the time period, and see her kind of in this like role that is not necessarily like a traditional or acceptable role for a woman of her gender and status at the time, and she also has kind of a sidekick, one of her uncle's top apprentices, who is a little bit cold, and she remarks several times on how she admires but is also kind of like, I don't know how to feel about this, about the fact that he's able to shut his emotions off when he's investigating a case, and he has kind of motives of his own for investigating and for being her uncle's apprentice. And of course there are sparks that fly between the two of them, and that's one of the things that kept me engaged and interested in this book. I am actually not necessarily the target market for this book. I am not a huge fan of like Jack the Ripper murder mystery solving type things. Someday I will read the Shades of London books, but I'm waiting until Maureen finishes them because I've heard they're very cliffhangery and she writes kind of slowly sometimes. But otherwise, like, I don't really seek out fiction that deals with Jack the Ripper kind of stuff. Because of the buzz, kind of, I decided to pick this up, and I'm glad that I did. I don't think it was a masterpiece. I don't think it was like so amazing I pick it up now, but I think people who are interested in this kind of idea of like a novelization of the investigation of these murders with a spunky female character and her sidekick who is like hard to read because he can shut off his emotions when he's investigating, and each of them having kind of their own ulterior motives. I think that is really interesting. I loved kind of the sparks between them. I was reading this kind of at the same time I was reading the Every Breath books by Ellie Marney, which if you haven't read them yet, guys, you have to read them. They're so good. Anyway, those also have kind of this like sparking relationship between two teens they're actually supposed to be like vaguely inspired by Holmes and Watson, but not like directly inspired by Holmes and Watson. Like they joke about it, and that is a great series. But anyway, like I think this too like kind of scratched that itch that I sometimes have for this particular type of romantic pairing. So I enjoyed this. I felt it was kind of predictable. I did see the end coming. There were some things that for me were a little disturbing. It was a little disturbing for me having these real murders that were very brutal, kind of fictionalized in this way. And it was kind of creepy and weird to me, but that might have just been a me thing. I did like some of the ways that the author tried to humanize the victims of the Jack the Ripper murders. I had previously read The Lodger, which was recommended to me by my younger sister, which is a book that was written more contemporaneously with these killings having occurred, and kind of was part of the like sensational fervor of that time over the murders and just the kind of crazy hubbub around them that just made them in the news and everything around them. I mean, kind of like it is today, but even more so because it was so concurrent. And that was way like more disturbing. But this in some ways was still like, I don't know how I feel about it. But I have decided that I will continue with the series. It is going to be kind of, I think, a series of kind of standalone cases. At the end, you find out that things will occur and there will be another book. And I enjoyed the two main characters and the way that they interact with each other enough that I do want to continue. This is a book that I would recommend picking up if the premise is interesting to you, if you like those kind of investigating, do they like each other or not, what's actually really going on in this relationship type of things, consider picking it up. And if you are like someone who's like, no, murder, no, then, it's okay to give it a pass. So I will talk to you guys later. I hope that was helpful. I have been criticized in the past by my sister for not giving very helpful reviews. So if anything was not clear or not helpful, please feel free to ask me down below and I will try to clarify as best that I can. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye!